Hi, welcome to another edition of Powell Sports Performance Nutritional Videos. Today I would like to talk to my audience about a very important and interesting topic, very popular subject, protein. Now I always get the question, how much protein do I need? How much protein is my body actually using? What's the best type of protein? When should I take it? All great questions. I'm going to try to cover all those questions and more in today's subject matter. Now, make sure you watch some of our other videos. We have tons of videos on health and nutrition as well as on exercise and fitness. We have motivational videos on our YouTube channel. You can look at our website, powellelitetraining.com, as well as our blog spot, which is very helpful with nutrition and fitness news. You can find that at eliteathletictraining.blogspot.com. Again, tons of great information on that site. I encourage you to tell a friend. I encourage you to subscribe to all of our channels. All right, so back to protein. Now, we got to understand protein is in our body. So supplementing protein isn't always necessary. Your body is made up of protein, amino acids to be exact. Your muscle fibers all are made up of amino acids. Your hair follicles, our body benefits from proteins in all ways, even your brain. So protein is essential, it is important. Speaking of essential, let's talk about how many proteins your body uses or how many proteins are available for your body to use. So there's 20 proteins out there, popular proteins that is, useful proteins. Of those proteins, 9 are considered essential or indispensable, which means your body does not make them. Your body does not manufacture them. So you need to take those proteins in the form of a supplement or through your diet. Dietary protein is huge in our body. There's not any food that doesn't contain some form of protein, however, smaller amounts. So when you're eating whole wheat bread, that has protein, approximately around 5 grams to be exact. So again, you're going to get your protein from many, many sources. However, the most abundant protein sources come from animal foods. Yeah, boy, you vegetarians out there, I hate to say it, but it's true. Animal foods provide the most complete protein. You can go down the line to fish. We obviously can do beans, linguines, lentils. Now, all those are sources of protein too, but not as complete as animal protein. Now, there are such situations or circumstances where you can combine different sources, what we would call complementary proteins, to make a whole complete protein. So an incomplete protein combined with another incomplete protein can form one complete protein. You got to know your mixtures with that. Different nuts mixed with beans, pastas mixed with different vegetables. All those can help form one complete protein. For all you vegetarians out there, I advise you really check and monitor your diet to make sure you're not deficient in areas such as iron in particular. Milk also is a source of issue or a source of concern for a lot of vegans. So soy milk is an alternative if you're a vegan. Again, I advise you to talk with your doctor, talk with your physician about ways to make sure you're not deficient in areas that you're lacking due to the fact that you're not eating meat or dairy or products made from animals. Now, back to protein. I mentioned amino acids, and a lot of people get confused when you hear amino acids, and you automatically think, oh, well, that can't be good for me, it's an acid. Well, your body helps break down protein with acids, which also creates protein synthesis. Enzymes also help to break down protein as well as water. So your amino acids are not what they sound like in terms of hydrochloric acid or aspartic acid that is formed within the stomach lining. A lot of those acids help, again, break down digestible food, help break down toxins, kind of help keeps your body neutral, keeps your pH balance neutral, which is great because our body is like a pH balancing machine. Rarely ever will we be off balance. Our body's constantly at work to help keep our pH levels at around 7 or so percent in our body. Now, with that said, I want to make sure you understand what an amino acid actually is. An amino acid, or should I say a protein, is a long chain of amino acids, which in turn creates the term branched chain amino acids. You can have long-term, short-term. You can also have medium chain. So long chain, medium chain, as well as long chain, short chain amino acids are what forms proteins. Now, how your body breaks them down is dependent upon the protein vehicle. So again, we get back to enzymes. So I also want to talk about carbohydrates and their role in breaking down protein. So carbohydrates, in turn, are what we would call glucose transport systems. So your body absorbs carbohydrates a lot easier than you do protein. However, your body also uses carbohydrates a lot easier than you do protein as well. So when you're trying to get the most out of your body, being that protein is only digestible in the small intestine and it takes longer to break down, carbohydrates become a better source of energy, a better source of fuel. You're also not building or burning muscle when you're using carbohydrates. So it's important to have the balance between carbohydrates and protein in your body in order to get the most out of your protein source. All right, as well as fats. A lot of healthy fats are what your body uses for energy as well. So when you're using protein as opposed to fat or carbohydrate, you're actually wasting protein, which in turn can lead to a lot of different illnesses as well as muscle wasting, which nobody wants, all right? All right, so again, make sure you're staying on track of your carbohydrates, your fats, and your proteins, which is your macros. Now, more in regards to protein, there's different types of protein from casein to whey. Generally speaking, depending on when you exercised, is going to determine when you should take your protein. Now, if you just need a quick snack, a meal replacement, that's a great choice because it helps to keep your body feeling full. So you can use a protein shake. If you're drinking your shake at night, casein-based products may be the best. Right after your workout, whey and leucine is better options. Now, in regards to how much protein your body needs, it's another good question. It all depends on what your goals are. Okay, so you can tell me you want to build muscle, but you're not eating healthy, and then your protein intake level should change based on supplements. But most importantly, it should change based on your diet. You try to get most of your protein from your diet. If you can't do that for some reason, then yes, please take a supplement. With that said, you want to make sure you're getting adequate amounts of protein in relation to your goals. Now, generally speaking, the average male can use up to 60 grams of protein per day. That's the inactive male with no particular muscle building goals, doesn't exercise. We all know those type of people. Women are a little bit less, around 40 grams, 45 grams. Infants, a little bit more actually based on their nutrient needs. But just the general average age male should get around 60 to 80 grams of protein per day. Now, with that said, it changes when you factor in what your goals are based on what type of goals you have. If you have goals to lose weight, you can still stand to consume more protein without being without wasting it or without having your body turn it into fat, stored fat. So for instance, if you calculate 0.8 times your weight in kilograms, that should give you the amount of proteins you should have in one particular day.